Hello and welcome. On my desk today I have two of the same journals, and the reason for that is this one is printed on the glossy photo paper setting and this one is printed on the matte photo paper setting. Both are the same paper, both are matte. So it does make a difference to the outcome of your printables depending on the printing setting, not just the paper. So I thought I would put that out there. The second reason this is on my desk is I wanted to show you what you get when you sign up to my newsletter. So I have a monthly newsletter that goes out religiously on the first Friday of every month, and occasionally in between, if I have some exciting news or something I need to share with you that I'm participating in that I think you might benefit from joining, I will send an extra email. So signing up to my newsletter, this is the free download that you get. The basic journal looks like this, and you can put it together in any way you like. So there are 6 pages to it, and then there are some add-ons which I have done in this one. I have added the pockets, so you can make it your own. You can put it in any order you like and add the pockets wherever you like. I know I have one on the back page as well, and so you can customize it. And it's a basic denim, really sort of rustic denim journal that you can customize. And then every month I create little add-ons. So this month being March, Easter is the first Friday of April. So I thought what I would do is I would create some Easter add-ons. And I completely understand that not everybody celebrates Easter. Some might eat the eggs because they are delicious, the chocolate ones. But what I've done is I have provided 2 pages for the journal which are printable back to back. So you will notice that my little logo at the bottom of the page, it stays in the same place every time, but on the odd pages you will see there is a bigger gap than on the even page number over here, and that is because when you print them back to back, our printers never quite pull the paper through the same way every time. And in fact my printer pulls my paper through slightly more one side than the other. So what I have created is a slightly bigger page for the back, so when you cut it on the odd page size, you don't get a white gap on that side if your printer has pulled the paper through ever so slightly skew. So we have the pink and the teal in the eggs with the embroidered roses on. We then also have the same eggs, but I've done them a lot bigger on the denim, and this page has a page for you to add photographs, writing, whatever you want to use it for, and just a plain denim sheet because, as I said, I realize not everybody wants eggs, and for that reason I've also created the roses. So I've got this page which again goes back to back. This is your smaller one, this is your larger one, and you can print it back to back like so, and then you will have your page that you can add to your existing journals, so you can mix and match and make everything work. Lastly, we have the cards. So the new thing that I have been doing is I have been making very easy to print and use cards, and all you literally do is cut along the dotted line and you have cards. So this one has the egg-shaped embroidery on it, and this one just has the roses. My thinking behind this was you could cut that out and pop dot it onto this one, and so you would be able to kind of like really make something quite fancy from it. Or I've left this just plain with the pattern on it so that you can make it your own. You can add wording, whatever you like on top of it. This is a base on which to start, and as usual I have printed it on the 2 settings. Now my printer, as it does updates, it does different things. So at the moment this is my glossy photo paper printing setting. Peter Piper picked a pickle pepper, that one, you know, glossy photo paper setting. And this one is my matte photo paper setting. So for this particular design I actually prefer the lighter setting. I feel that is a little dark. Not wasted, I can still use it, and I will. Then to go with it we have the envelope, which when you fold it everything matches on the folded side. And then I have done you 2 sheets of large A4 pages, just it's full pages of designs, and so these are printed fit to page. And then what I've done here is I have put them 2 up in the PDF printing setting, which unfortunately always gives you this white gap. I haven't found a way around that. In Coral Draw, where I design these, if I print 2 pages up I don't get this white gap. It gives me a solid join in the middle. So if anybody knows how to get around that PDF printing issue, please let me know. So those are all your options for this month's Freebie Friday. What I've done is I've just chopped my card bases in half. This is my lighter printing that I did. And now what I've done is I have chopped out the egg from the darker printing, which I'm going to be popping on there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this as a mask, because I want to add a shadow to my pages. And of course my masking tape has stuck itself well and truly. So what I'm going to do is I just want to repair this, because I want to use it like a stencil. So I'm going to just stick this back together, and I'm just using masking tape to hold it in place and just making sure that it doesn't get into that stencil area. And so there are 2 ways I could use this. I could put it over the top of this one, and I am going to give it a slight shadow at the bottom. So I'm going to just line it up, and for that I'm going to use a brush, because I want a softer, smaller area. And so I want to just give it a little bit of dimension, and I'm just using some of the black soot like so. And already that gives it a feeling of dimension on there. Then what I'm going to do is I want to now have the shadow on the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the egg that I cut out. I'm going to lay it over the top of this one. And now I'm going to give it a shadow again at the base, and then I'm going to bring it around this side, because if you've watched any of my videos for any length of time, you know I like my light coming from the right. It rhymes, it's easy to remember. Light from the right, which means the shadow goes on the left. So that now gives my egg a whole different feeling and look. So that's that one finished, in my opinion. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a drop shadow over there. 2 ways to do that. I can either just color it and guess, or do the same thing. I'm gonna put this on pop dots, but it just gives it an added dimension. So again, I'm going to use my black soot, create that shadow, and I'm going particularly dark at the bottom. fading out towards the top. So now I have my shadow on my paper, and what I'm going to do is, because it's such a harsh shadow now, I'm going to just bring, and for this I'll use my applicator tool. I want to make it very dark underneath my egg so that it doesn't look odd if you view it from the side. So now I can place my egg, come on some foam tape. So I've got black foam tape. You can use leftover foam from projects. If you have craft foam, you can use proper foam tape like this. My card with a whole lot of dimension, so it drops its own shadow, but now we've also added the extra shadow. I have cut out the envelope. I have inked the edges with a bit of black soot, and to make it up, you literally just fold it along that edge, grab a fine nibbed glue, and I like to put the glue just along this edge. And I have just cleaned this one's nozzle, so it'll take a little bit to get down to the tip again. So a very, very skinny line of glue along that edge there is all you need to make this envelope. Hold it for a few seconds to make the glue catch, and there we have our perfectly matching envelope. I love that. And now we can pop our card in our envelope and give that to somebody. I've made this paler so you can write on it. You can even send it in the mail. I think if you put a sticker with your address on, so that the machines can read it, because now these things go through a machine and not hand sorted, so you need to write in black, preferably print a label for something like this if you're going to put it in the mail.